it either. Who'd eat any of those gut bombs you bring in?
Probably the same person who stole my macaroni salad.
And my lunch. And my Pop-Tarts. Hey!
Y'all, we got a food thief.
Yes, we do. And I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to catch this bandit by employing all my ingenuity and cunning. Jacket is new, is it?
Oh, please, I have all my meals catered. Why on earth would I touch that Velveeta potato chip ding-dong surprise you people call food?
All right, I give up. I don't know who it is.
Oh, I don't want to hear another word about Doctor's bad handwriting. Who do you have to kill around here for a fine point pen? Why don't you just give me a Marks-a-Lot or a can of spray paint?
Little tent, Hank?
Hey, I'm fine, damn it.
Does this have anything to do with your father coming to visit today?
You know, it just so happens that my father and I have a very solid, special relationship, and I can't wait to see him.
Great. Then you two have a wonderful time together.
Right. And just forget that he divorced my mom when I was 7 and moved clear across the country. Not that I dwell on it.
Uh-huh.
Well, I used to dwell on it when I was a kid, but I'm not a kid anymore. You know, I'm mature enough now to relate to my father as an adult, man to man.
Henry?
Daddy! Great to see you, Dad. What's it been, 2 years?
Oh, more like 3. You getting taller? You look taller.
No, I think I topped out sometime in the early 70s.
Well, maybe it's me. Am I getting shorter?
Well, as a matter of fact, Dad, the older you get, your spine compresses and you decrease in size.
Well, there you go.
Yep, there you go. So, you're probably pretty busy. How much time you have?
Oh, no, I've got all day.
Super.
Are you still close with your parents, Paco?
You bet. Hoping to save up enough money to get him out of that banana republic.
In Central America?
No, in a mall.
How about you, Jack? Are your parents still living?
As far as I know.
Well, that's sad. You lost track of your own mother and father?
Yeah, I guess I just got so involved in my own life and career that before I knew it, dear old Edmund and Nancy were, well, how shall I put it, out of my loop.
That's terrible.
Oh, I want to find them, believe me. I've done everything I could, but I just don't seem to be able to locate them. It's a sad thing. I even thought of hiring a private detective to track them down.
Edmund and Nancy Trenton, 1405 Cherry Lane, Miami.
Huh. I'll be damned.
So, how was the flight down?
Smooth. Very smooth.
Good weather for flying.
The best.
We had some winds last week. You know what they say in Miami? You don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Funny, they say the same thing in Pittsburgh.
That is funny. Whew. I think I was just paged. Well, I'm here, Annie. What do you need? Help me.
I don't need anything.
Oh, really? What seems to be Mr. Rothberger's problem? Please help me.
Hank, what's with you?
Bail me out here, Annie. My father and I have nothing to say to each other.
Well, what do you and your father usually say to each other?
Nothing. We were never close. He left when I was a kid.
Well, you never saw him?
No, not even holidays. I'm dying here. Would you help me?
Well, I'm a bit of a people person. Maybe I can get the ball rolling. Oh, Mr. Kaplan? How dare you call yourself a father when you were never there for your boy? Well, now that I got the ball rolling, I think I'll get out of its way.
Hi there, Luke. Working hard or hardly working?
What now, Julie?
Well, you see, there's been some food stolen from the nurse's refrigerator, and I was wondering if you had any idea where it might have gone.
Julie, if you're going to be playing detective, you got to be hard-boiled. You got to be intense. You got to ask tough questions and stop screwing around.
All right, Buster. Did you take the food or not?
Hey, nobody talks to me that way.
You probably don't remember, son, but I came to your 7th birthday party. Only your mother couldn't handle my being around.
Oh.
And I did see your high school production of Brigadoon.
You did?
Who do you think kept yelling encore after Go Home with Bonnie Jean?
That was you?
Yeah, I gave you a standing O. You were super.
Gee, thanks, Dad. Yeah, I wish you had worked for the school paper.
You know, son, a few of the boys from the home office are throwing me a party tonight for my retirement. Why don't you come along?
You're inviting me to your party?
Sure. Why not?
This is great.
Good.
Dad, listen, there's one more thing I wanted to ask. You know, when you left Mom, I always thought it was my fault.
Hank, it had nothing to do with you.
Then it was Mom? She was a bad wife?
No, no, no.
Then it had to be me.
Hank, it wasn't you.
Then what?
It was me.
Oh, another woman.
No, no, no.
Then what?
Another man.
Mom was seeing another man?
No, I was.
Well, Dad, that'd make you...
Gay.
Well, there you go.
Yep, there you go.
Gay? As in, gay? I mean, how could that be? How could you be gay? When did that happen?
Hank, you make it sound like something I got in the mail. I've always been gay.
How could you be gay? You were married. You fathered a son. And if I may say so, a manly son.
Times were different back then. There was this stigma. Still is, but it was even worse then. Took more courage than I had. So I tried to make myself into something that I wasn't. Son, I know this must be a shock.
A shock? It was a shock when my wife left me for another man. But my dad?
I didn't leave you. Your mother didn't want me around.
Why didn't you tell me about this 30 years ago?
Your mother couldn't accept it as an adult. How could I expect you to understand it as a child?
This is very confusing.
Yeah, well, if you want to talk about confusing, your mother and I were both attracted to your dentist.
Dr. Finnerman?
Son, my absence wasn't because I didn't love you. I did. And I do.
Listen, Dad, I just need to be alone for a while.
I understand. My party invitation is still open. We could talk some more, and maybe you'd get to see my side a little better.
Yeah, Dad, I don't know. I just, I have to think about it.
I'll let myself out.
Dad, that's the closet.
How appropriate.
Sandy, an interesting thought occurred to me during my investigation.
Save it, Julie. I don't touch other people's food, especially Gina's.
Sandy, at least my every meal doesn't consist of a whole tube of Pringles.
It's not a whole tube.
And if you're going to enjoy a half a pound of salty potato peeling, don't complain every day about retaining water. I think there might be a connection.
How'd it go with your father?
Oh, fine.
That well, huh?
My father told me something pretty shocking about himself. He... Forget it.
Hank, what did he tell you?
My father told me that he's...
He's dying?
No.
He's broke?
No.
He's the food thief.
I wish.
Come on, Hank. If you open up, we will.
Yeah, every family has its secrets. I'm sure we could all tell you things that would make yours seem minor in comparison.
My father is gay.
Can't touch that.
No, me
Here, Hank, I'll file your chart for you. Wouldn't want you to be late for your father's party.
I'm not going.
Hank, I'm disappointed in you.
Why? Because I'm not going to a party with my father and the other boys from the office?
You might have a good time.
Oh, really? Watching my father slow dance with other men?
You're really angry, aren't you?
Of course I am.
Why? Because he's gay?
No, because he lied to me for most of my life.
Did he lie to you today?
No.
And how did you react?
Don't turn this around on me. He wasn't there for 30 years. Now, why should I feel guilty because I'm not going to be there for him for one lousy night?
Maybe you feel guilty because he's your father and he loves you. Maybe you feel guilty because he finally reached out to you and you slammed the door in his face.
And maybe I feel guilty because I lost the address to the party. Okay, it's probably one of the ones you came up with.
You're probably all wondering why I called you here. One of us in this room is a thief. A thief that I have caught in my clever trap.
Clever. Like the time you marched through the cafeteria with the back of your skirt tucked in your pantyhose?
No. This is in a different class altogether. Now, you see this ordinary milk carton?
You're going to put that in your pantyhose?
Stay on board, people. To catch the culprit, I put a tiny surgical camera in this milk carton and put it back in the fridge. Let's go to the videotape. The camera answered a lot of questions. First off, does the little light in the fridge stay on when you close the door? No, it doesn't.
Well, we can all rest easy tonight.
Yes. You can rest easy because at 2:30, the culprit appeared.
Well, whoever he is, the camera loves him.
You want to confess now, Jack? Or do we send the tape to hard copy?
All right. I could invent an elaborate story here, but I think you people deserve the truth. You know, misery is a familiar face to people working in a hospital, but the other day I saw something that affected me very deeply. A man. No, more than that. A fat man. No, the fattest man I ever saw. Fattest man alive. The man is a patient on the second floor, and he was scheduled to have his jaw wired shut today. And he implored me, Jack, please, feed me. Feed me. Don't let hospital food be my last meal. So I did the only decent thing I could do. I fed that man, that fat man. Yeah, that's a crime, then I stand guilty as charged.
Oh, please. Somebody get me a shovel.
You don't believe I helped a fat man?
I believe you helped yourself to my Salisbury steak.
Actually, that's the only thing he wouldn't eat. And he was fat and very hungry.
Jack, now it's bad enough that you steal food from us, but to make up some story about a poor, obese patient, listen, you can lie to a federal grand jury, but you can't lie to us.
Maybe next time you'll think twice before you mess with me. You have no shame, and I have no gazpacho.
You owe me for those Pop-Tarts, sucker.
I'm glad I keep my lunch in my pockets.
Say it ain't so, Jack. Say it ain't so.
It ain't so. I swear it ain't so. Hey, look, you gotta believe me. I helped a fat man. Do you hear me? I helped a fat man.
There's one big hole in your story, Jack.
What?
Why would you help anyone?
Out of the goodness of my heart.
Just wanted to return your dishes. Thanks for everything.
Oh, sure. Well, you're welcome.
Maybe one day I can do you a favor.
Well, I'm sure we'll come up with something, Judge Hamilton. And you know, when the wires come off the jaw, why don't we have lunch with my parole officer?
Say, sweetheart, our top salesman here is retiring. Give that fine man a drink. And give this fine man your home number.
Roy, you haven't lost your touch with the ladies, I see.
Well, if my wife ever heard me talk like that, she'd cut me off for a month.
That's right.
Come to think of it, that'd be an improvement, huh? Oh, Norm, I tell you, you divorced guys have got it easy. You probably have a lady in every town we hit, huh?
No, not every town. Every other town.
Oh, God, I love this guy, huh? Oh, boy.
Well, I love you guys, too.
Dad,
Hey, look who's here.
Dad, listen, I've been thinking about what you said, and I have a few things I want to say to you, then I'll go. Before the dancing. A toast to someone who's been close to each and every man in this room. Norm Kaplan.
Who? Never heard of him.
Anyway, Dad,
You know, all of us here have been down the same road that Norm Kaplan has. People make jokes about us. They don't understand the lifestyle that we have chosen. We get a lot of doors slammed in our faces. But this man has made me proud of who I am and what I do. And that's why I salute you, Norm Kaplan.
Can I add something to that? You don't know me. I'm Hank Kaplan. I'm Norm's son.
Well, sir, go on, son. Speak up.
Dad, I was going to say this privately, but now that I see how close you are with all these guys, I feel like I can say it to everybody.
Hank, I don't think that sounds...
No, I want to. All my life, I thought of my father as someone who just disappeared. But today, I know the reason.
Hank, maybe we ought to discuss this privately.
No, this can't wait. I understand now why my father did what he did. And, for whatever reason, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter.
Great speech, son. Now, let's go get a canopy.
The point is, I came here simply to say I accept all of you, especially my dad, Norm Kaplan, for what you are and what he is. Gay. proud. And I'm his son. A proud son of a gay man. Let's hear it, everybody. Hip, hip, hip. Was it something I said?
Hank, nobody knew.
Well, but aren't they all...
Salesmen. Traveling salesmen.
You mean they're not... They didn't know either? You mean...
I have just been outed by my own son.
Dad, I'm so sorry.
Well, your timing wasn't the best, but I appreciate what you said. And it got a lot of things out in the open. Mainly me.
Say, Norm, does this mean we have to cancel the stripper?
No. Go knock yourself out.
Oh, thanks, Norm. God, I love this guy. Like.
Well,
There you go. Hank, let's get out of here. We've got a lot of catching up to do.
if you want a drink, I'm buying.
Here we go.
Dad, that's the closet.
Tuesday night, Quantum Leap returns with a spectacular 2-hour movie. She nearly foiled him once. Now the evil leaper returns to destroy Sam. Will her love for him overcome the force of evil? Quantum Leap, The Revenge of the Evil Leaper. Tuesday night at 8 Eastern on NBC. Now stay tuned for an all-new Empty Nest next.